And good morning, people. Welcome back to Star Ocean till the end of time. So what have we learned from our last episode? Well, the enemies here really suck. Those are terrible, being a monster type I don't like. And pretty much everything else is dangerous. We've got Convictors, we've got Proclaimers, and we've got Shadow Savants, which are probably the easiest things, but still quite dangerous in their own right. A few things have changed. Well, I did say I was going to do things at the end of the last part, and I have actually done them, which is actually quite a shock. Items, well, equipment. My armour is now fully refined. I have, if you actually check my money, I now have 250,000 full. Yeah, I sort of spent it all on doing things. Yeah, but my armours are now fully refined. Full set of plus 20s on my Valiant Mill and the Dragon Leather. Full set of plus 10s on my two Spheric Garbs. But unfortunately, as I mentioned, Adray doesn't have any better armour than that of Lady's Shield. Yeah, he's a big problem. I was also able to pick up another Tri-Emblem, I do believe, but I need one more. Yeah, I spent a bit of time sleeping in the inns with the Santa boots, and just to see if I could get another Tri-Emblem or two. I got one. I still need one more. There was also something else I did. If you notice, attack and defense levels. Yep, they're a bit increased from before. Well, apart from Adray. Pepita's doubled, but her attack power is quite high. She's sort of a glass cannon. Cliff's got a decent amount of defense. Sophia doesn't, but she concentrates on intellect. Maria does, and so does Mirage. There is a reason for that, which is right here. This is where around about 2.5 million of my foal went. I spent a bit of time and got 1 plus 30% attack and defense on everyone's weapon that didn't already have it. So Pepita's, Mirage's, Cliff's laser weapon, and Maria's particle laser. And then just filled the rest up with plus 500 attack. So they've got a pretty decent amount of attack, and they've been given a bit of defensive power. So things should go easier, although I'm not going to put any bets on it. Enemies here are quite tough, and they're only going to get tougher as I go up the stairs. So yeah, for the most part though, I just want to get through this section, these next 10 levels, because, well, I really don't think I'm going to get much out of the fights here. We do have items though to pick up between here and level 170, where the next boss is. So let's go and do that, shall we? That's an empty box, so yeah, that's not really too helpful. I am going to avoid enemies for a little bit as well, so at least on this level. Jaw of Alertness. That's one, and I can't hold that. There is one more item, which I believe is much better than a Jaw of Alertness. Let's avoid you. And there they are, intellect plus berries. So 4 intellect for whoever I want to give that to. Quite a bit better than a Jaw of Alertness. Next is 142, and I'm going to go meet you up there because, well, why not? And of course, enemies. I don't want to fight them, but I still do need experience. My next sort of goal is to get Fate and Nell up to 150 for a certain thing that I want to do. So let's get to that, shall we? And I'll see you up on the next level. There we go, there's our first one. Jaw of Alertness. But yeah, that's not really that impressive, is it? I will admit though, even though the enemies here don't give a lot of experience, having triple XP makes up for it a lot. I'm almost at the point where I can do what I want with when I get the levels that I want, so 150. It's not important, well, not in the grand scope of Sphere 211 at the very least, but it is important for one of the sort of challenges I've sort of set myself.
Don't let your guard down.
Let's give her a more worthy opponent.
That's it! I got it now!
Wait a sec.
I'm
not
destined
getting
for
too
greatness.
strong, am I?
Yeah, I have set a challenge for myself, and I've met the first sort of thing right there, getting Fate up to 150. Now all I need is Nell at 150. Which shouldn't be too hard, but fighting that is not the answer. I do need to find the second item on this level. There are two. Jaw of Alertness is one.
This isn't gonna be pretty.
In for a challenge.
Wish Mom could see me now. I did great.
Right. Raj Adway. Just a couple, one or two more fights, and you're not the enemy I wanted to see. I was hoping there'd be an item in here as well, but apparently not. Okay. There is a way over here. And there it is. It's the only other chest in this area. Defense plus berries, so 4 defense for whoever I want to give it to. Pretty nice. I do have one or two more fights to do, so
I have
let's
a
go
bad
and do
feeling
this.
about this.
Growth awaits the overconfident. Remember that.
And there it is.
With the divine guidance of Apris.
I still have lots of work to do.
Become invincible.
150 on both Fate and Nell. Time to go and do what I want to do with those. Of course I do want to get to the end of this area, which means I'm just going to run past this set of proclaimers up to 165, which we'll probably do again on the start of next episode. But for the end of this one, I'm going to go and attempt something. I will give you the details when I actually get there, and synthesis materials on 165 by the entrance if you need them, which actually I do at the moment. But I'm going to go back somewhere I've already been, and I will see you there. And yes, here I am, back in the Ursa Cave Temple. Going to go through this door now. It's been a while since I was here, and it's about time I attempted it. I know what this fight is, but I know what most of it entails, but this fight changes compared to, depending on what you've done. By that I mean, you might remember me saying I wanted to do the personal ending for a certain fight. Back at the end of the main game, I wanted a certain personal ending for a certain fight. This is that fight that I'm just about to go into. I think it's best sort of speaking for itself when I go in there. But I have made a couple of preparations which I will show in battle, not outside of it. Well, it's one preparation, which you'll see when I get there. First things first, we just need to cross here and go into this room. One more altar. So who are we going to fight this time? Well, say hello to Fate. Yep, we've got a mirror fight. But that's not all, we're also fighting something else. Say hello. So now, this is why I wanted a certain personal fight, well, personal ending, but one of the reasons was she's my favourite character in this game. The other one is, well, I've got to fight this fight. I've seen a lot of these fights on the internet. Most of them involve Sophia because she's the easiest one to deal with. But there have been a few others, but I've not seen one with Nell, so I'm going to go and do it. There's another thing about fights on the internet as well that you'll see on this, which I'm going to attempt as well. But yeah, we've been fighting alternate versions of Roger and Albel. Why not alternate versions of ourselves? Those two. So looks like Farlene and Tynave have been up to their tricks. It seems like they are from a different sort of parallel universe that are sort of choices influenced. And this is really leading on from the ending if you look at the dialogue. They finished off in a fight talking about time off and stuff, and here they are talking about the same thing. this little vacation, suppose it shouldn't go to waste. Yeah, they're going to think of it as training, aren't they? And then figure out a way back. But yeah, we've got to deal with this. These two versus
Looks like we got a tough fight
my
ahead
two.
of us.
You might notice I've got a dead person. Yeah, one of the things I've seen on the internet is mirror battles with just the 2 against the 2, and that's what I'm going to do, or at least attempt. Fate and Nell. They're both bosses, they'll have question marks, and I believe neither of them drops any items, except maybe this one. Maybe Nell herself. The enemy Nell, of course. This is going to get confusing. But my first target is going to be Nell, because she needs to be taken out quickly. She's probably got at least she's got less health. Fate has a lot of big attacks, but Nell's got less health, so I'm going to deal with this. This is the fight. I'm going to be silent in this because I want to do this as well as possible, and hopefully, well, I say silent, but I might cheer a bit. So here goes. Have fun watching.
This doesn't look too good. Air! Sidekick! Blade of Fury! Blade of Fury! You won't get away with this!
Flying guillotine!
You can't possibly expect forgiveness now.
Laser beams!
Lightning chain!
Wow, I'm dead. Well, that didn't go too well, did it? Luckily, I hope I saved. Yes, I did. Whew. So, let's try that again, shall we? You might notice I did change a few things. I'm out on skills for now. I've got charge and mirror slice. If I can get those off, I might do well, but wow, I didn't realise this was going to be so tough. Well, here we go again. I'll meet you in the fight. This might be a long part, but who cares? I want to fight this fight.
Looks like we got a tough fight ahead of
Let's
us.
give it our best shot! Here! Blade of Sidekick! No!
Well, here we go. One more time. Let's see what happens.
Looks like we got a chance.
Blade of Fury!
I'll repay you someday.
Blade of Fury!
That's what I owe you.
You won't get away with this!
That's one I owe you.
Now you're gonna get it! Help! No!
Well, this isn't going to work. Not in my current state. It's like... well, I had to attempt it at this level. I guess. I think I'm going to have to wait a bit though. Maybe until I get some more levels, or at least some more defense. More likely that second one, unfortunately. So, my current state, 150 with 8,000 attack, 1,700 defense, and 7,500 attack, 1,400 defense. Isn't quite enough. So I'm going to have to work on that, which means I'm going to need a lot of money. I think I'll try again maybe at level... no, I think I'll try again once I've got my equipment, which means I'm going to have to go to level 200 at least on the Sphere 211, because that's when I get Fate's ultimate weapon. I might be able to get him to a decent amount with the Divine Avenger. I might try that once I get to a place where I can start riding money. But yeah, next time back to Sphere 1-1, because, well, I'm going to need a bit more. Oh well, until next time, have a wonderful day, have lots of fun, goodbye.